GTA Online has hundreds of vehicles, and every GTA Online player has their favourite amongst them. However, have you ever wondered what your favourite vehicle says about you? Look no further. Oppressor Mark II. You are one of 3 players. A grinder that uses the Mark II to quickly get himself around the map whilst they earn money, a griefer ape who's flying around the map giggling to himself as he blows up Grinder's cargo, or you're an insane upside down flying monster who's mastered the art of destroying everyone and anyone who dares enter your cone of vision. No matter who you are, you've probably wasted hundreds of hours waiting for the 5-minute cooldown to end before you spawn your Mark II in again, and yet you still haven't forgiven Rockstar for that change. You probably have every single garage filled with Oppressor Mark IIs, and you're permanently registered as an MC. Oppressor Mark I. You probably bought this thing when everyone was calling it overpowered back in gun running, and you've only ever used this one vehicle ever since. You hated the negative attention it got when it first released. For you, it was very undeserved, but deep down, you're kinda secretly happy that the big bad Oppressor Mark II released and took all the hatred for itself, making the Oppressor Mark I a totally beloved vehicle. You're probably well practiced enough to hit ground targets with this thing from miles up in the air with pinpoint precision, and you know how to dodge Mark II missiles with 100% consistency. However, the Mark II is not the Mark I's true enemy. That would actually be light poles littered across the street, which you somehow seem to hit more than your enemies with your missiles. The Toreador. You absolutely hate the Oppressor Mark II. Your sole purpose in GTA Online is either destroying those broomstick bikes wherever you find them, or defending yourself against them. If a witch flies past on their broom within a 100-mile radius of you and your vehicle, chances are you're probably going to shoot it out of the sky with your ultra-accurate missiles. With that being said, you probably suffer a concussion with every corner you turn after you boost just a little bit too hard and smack yourself into a wall. But aside from that, you love the speed the boost offers when you're doing high setups or grinder missions, and the versatility the Toreador offers is unmatched. But despite all these positives, you've also never found the submarine feature to be useful even a single time in your entire play history.
I'm under the water.
The Stromberg. You're a hipster, what can I say? When everyone moved onto the Toreador, which everyone knows is an improved Stromberg, you happily stayed with your beloved Stromberg. You keep telling everyone the benefits over the Toreador, such as it being heavier, which prevents the car from being knocked around by missiles as easily, which is actually very important against vehicles such as the Oppressor Mark II, or that the missiles are slightly more accurate. However, despite all these positives, the one thing you always fail to mention is the fact that the hardest enemy the Stromberg has to face is low to moderately high curbs and bumps, which thanks to its low suspension and body makes it nearly impossible to drive over. Literally drive this thing down the street once. It's like there's invisible walls across everywhere in the map. It's terrible. You just have to try it. You too have also never found the submarine feature to be useful.
Please help me.
The Chernobog. Honestly, I kinda have to respect everyone who still uses the big bad bug. You know, it'll never probably be a super meta choice since you're one big sitting duck, but honestly, you know the truth. There's nothing more fun in this game than flying this thing up on the roof of a cargo bob, if you can get it up there, and laughing maniacally as jets fall out of the sky one by one. The Weaponized Tampa. You just wish Rockstar would add some armor to this thing. You know how good the remote control minigun on top of this thing could be if the Weaponized Tampa could survive a few more rockets, or better yet, one at all. You know that given a few buffs, this thing could literally rival the effectiveness of the God Mode Speedo without it being a glitch. But deep down, you probably know in your heart that Rockstar will never really buff the Tampa, and whilst that's deeply depressing, that doesn't matter to you. Your love for the Tampa is buffed every single day you use it. The Deluxo. You sit back and laugh as people complain about the Oppressor Mark II being overpowered. The missiles are too accurate, you hear them cry. You can dodge missiles too easily with the chaff, you hear them complain. Yet, you just sit back and laugh. You know the Deluxo is the true king of flying futuristic aircraft. You giggle with glee as the ultra-accurate missiles destroy everything within sight. And you've likely learned the ancient art of dodging with the Deluxo, which everyone refers to as shaking that booty. You secretly know that the Deluxo could easily be on the chopping block next if it gets enough attention, but until then, you carry on floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee in every lobby you join. It's either that or you just really like the Back to the Future movies. The Buzzard. You are one of two types of players. Either you're an old school PvP player who absolutely loved to use this thing against ground targets back in the day and are forever depressed about it being power crept out of existence entirely, or you're a grinder who uses the Buzzard as your beloved trusty workhorse to fly you around the map. Either way, no matter who you are, despite knowing the Sparrow is probably a little bit better, you carry on trucking along with your trusty Buzzard. It's been by your side for years when no other vehicle was. You don't want to abandon it now. The Kosatka. You are an orbital cannon spammer in disguise. You absolutely love to sit far away at the back of the map firing your remote control missiles to snipe and pick away at your enemies. And whenever anyone dares come close to you, you teleport your sub away to safety. You scoff at the orbital cannon campers, but deep down, you're the exact same. You're just in denial about it. Don't worry, however, with enough therapy and lots of hugs and kisses from your favourite anime waifu body pillow, you can overcome your delusion. The Sparrow. Before the Sparrow, your favourite vehicle was the Buzzard. However, with the release of the Cayo Perico heist and your countless hours grinding it out, the Sparrow just sitting there in your loading dock was enough to tempt you away from your original love. You enjoy how much nimbler and agile the Sparrow is compared to your previous vehicle. You love the addition of the countermeasures, which can protect you against missiles where the Buzzard could not. You enjoy how the Sparrow is much more attractive and thinner than the aging, obese Buzzard. Hey, I'm not judging. If you want to remarry, go ahead. The Lazer. You are either a griefer who solely uses this jet paired with your trusty thermal helmet, which can highlight any and all grinders within a 30-mile radius, or a PvP player who's completely snapped and wants to make your enemy suffer the most pain imaginable. Either way, you absolutely do not enjoy a fair fight, and why should you? If you can spawn kick your enemy and keep them trapped for 3 hours, why not indulge a little? Yes, you do become a worse player over time as you rely on your very strong crutch, but until Rockstar starts caring about the game, you'll carry on not caring about your opponents. The Half Track. You're a man of simple tastes. You like plinking away with your revolver at enemies in front of you, or you like throwing stickies out of the window from near total safety in this giant armoured toaster. You understand that your love for this vehicle is based entirely on a bug which prevents bullets from passing through the front window. And yeah, you are very scared that Rockstar will one day strip this away from you. And honestly, you might even be brave enough to admit that it's technically deserved. But until then, Half Track goes the APC. If you're one of the few GTA Online players to have a friend to use this vehicle with, you love rocking around the streets blasting anyone that comes in your path. You feel like an absolute invincible god as you destroy everyone around you, until you realise that tank-like vehicles have been power crept to oblivion, and your enemy can spawn in their Mark I, Mark II, or literally any other weaponized flying vehicle to eradicate your giant brick on wheels. That doesn't bother you though. Those 2 to 5 kills you manage to get before your enemies realise that they need to counter your OPC keep you going. The Tank. You are nostalgic for the old days of GTA Online. You haven't quite managed to give up the days of the tank dominating free mode lobbies, and you may even use the off the radar tool to mimic the old tank blip showing as a regular vehicle, which allows you to trick players into approaching you and meeting their doom. Once again, the fact that a tank destroying machine is just an MC Club motorcycle spawn away is at the tips of every player you come across kind of ruins your fun. But that doesn't matter. Whatever you're coping on inside that tank of yours keeps you trucking along inside your big toaster on wheels. The Nightshark. You love the feeling of safety the Nightshark provides. Outside of an orbital cannon shot, you know that nothing is breaking through your thick layer of armour. You speed around the streets of Los Santos, chucking stickies out of the window at any Mark II flying past without a care for any consequence. And hey, if you do come close to death after 2 billion rockets hitting your Nightshark, you can just drive on down to any garage or any LS Customs to repair your Nightshark to full health, repeating the cycle all over again. RC vehicles. You love trolling other players. You know RC vehicles don't dish out the highest amount of damage, but you also know RC vehicles are the most slippery, most infuriating vehicles to fight against in all of GTA Online. You likely jump straight into your RC tank as soon as you're shot at, and if that tank ever gets destroyed, you'll jump into your RC Bandito straight after, creating a self-perpetuating loop of total and utter safety and annoyance. You probably know that this isn't fair whatsoever, but you don't care. As long as you're able to mess with players by knocking them over and running them over to death in the memeiest way possible, or until Rockstar nerfs the RC cooldown, you'll carry on driving your toy car. The Scramjet. You love becoming a portable orbital cannon and raining death, destruction and missiles down upon your opponents. You'll likely spend your days propelling yourself across the map like a rocket, flying over buildings to get to where you need to go. All the while you use your super accurate missiles to destroy anything in your path. You've probably practiced hundreds of hours to master the movement of this vehicle, and you're able to dodge almost every missile in the game. Honestly, I have to respect the dedication. Too bad none of that will matter when you end up falling into a swimming pool and destroying your car. The Starling. You're a dogfighter at heart. You probably know how to counter every single aircraft in this game, especially enjoying how much you can ruin a griefer's day by countering their laser, which they rely on too heavily as a crutch. You laugh as they send you angry messages, not understanding that their mean beam aircraft didn't kill you as easily as their post-op van targets. You may also use other aircraft such as the Pyro or Seabreeze, which serves a similar purpose in their own unique style. But there's always something about the Starling that keeps you coming back. The MOC Cab. You use this thing for one purpose and one purpose alone. You love eating missiles for days. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, it doesn't even matter. All that matters is the sweet taste of missiles hitting your vehicle. You will always tell your friends about the merits of the MOC Cab over other options like the Nightshark, like its lack of rear window, which turns this thing into a backwards Zentorno strat on steroids. But sadly, most never end up following your advice. It doesn't matter to you though. When their vehicle gets destroyed from one too many missiles, you'll be sitting nice and cozy in your MOC Cab, forever and always snacking on more missiles. The Bombushka. Everyone in the lobby is absolutely terrified of you. Not for the Bombushka's weaponry, God only knows it isn't for its speed or agility. No. Everyone fears your plane blowing up in the sky and your giant balls crushing the lobby as you fall from the heavens. The Bombushka will never be a part of the aircraft meta, and you know that, but you don't care. The Bombushka is a way of life. It's an art form that few have ever mastered. You love the Bombushka and the Bombushka loves you. The Terrorbyte. You absolutely love zapping unaware players with the drone. You sit back with your feet up relaxed as you watch your favourite Astro Soup video, uncontrollably laughing as your target wiggles around on the ground like an epileptic worm. You'll never have the highest KD. You'll probably never have the best aim in the game or the most coolest epic base montage clips. But you probably have more fun than 99% of the players in GTA Online. So who's really winning at the end of the day? The post-op fan. You are a grinder. The Avenger. You love using this thing as a floating flying fortress. You will either use the autopilot and hover around your enemies as you hop on your turret and fire death upon your foes, or fly around the map with a crew of like-minded friends to sit on all of the turrets to do the same. You likely lock down areas of the map and destroy anyone that dares enter, up until the moment that the lobby bands together to take you down once and for all. Yes, you are annoying. Please stop this madness and stop wreaking havoc upon the lobbies of GTA. For your convenience, I have provided a link down in the description to seek mental health treatment. You are very welcome. I hope you can get better. The Akula. You are a sneaky ninja, and not the Fortnite type. You fly around the map in stealth mode, like a dangerous cougar stalking its prey, waiting for the right time to pounce. What? You laugh at the peasants beneath you as they need to pay for the privilege of using off-the-radar services, which of course you indulge in for free. You lurk in the shadows and strike as quickly as you disappear. You know how overpowered this vehicle is in the right hands, and you hope to God it doesn't become more popular, since you know just how annoying it'd be to fight against a sweaty degenerate such as yourself. The Savage. You probably hate the Oppressor Mark II, and the Railgun for that matter, for destroying the viability of this once destructive force of nature. You love how it feels like a helicopter variant of the Lazer, and how you can spawn it at your CEO office to wreak havoc upon the ground targets below you. You miss the days of the broken hitbox, which allowed the Savage to dodge almost every missile in the game, and you long for the days of this bug returning. Sadly, it has yet to return. This, of course, will not stop you from waiting. The B11. You love this plane for one reason and one reason alone. The sound it makes whenever you fire the cannon. You're probably jealous of the Lazer for having a stronger, much more powerful at its disposal, and you really wish the power of your mean beam matched its super cool sound effects. You will get the last laugh though. You can out-dogfight any Lazer that dares attack you anyway. The Vigilante. You probably spend your days role-playing as Batman, driving around the lobby saving players from griefers. You likely sing along to the Batman theme tune as you boost yourself into oncoming traffic, and giggle with glee as you launch vehicles into the air. However, sadly for you, you are not Batman. You are an idiot inside a mediocre vehicle with no armor. You will die a lot. You are not him. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. If there's any more vehicles that I've missed that you want me to cover, or you just want to tell me what your favourite vehicle is, leave your message in the comments down below. With that being said though, I do hope you have enjoyed, and goodbye.